Yes, this next one is stupidity in the gamosphere. Oh, oh. This is going to be a special one. A little bit lengthy. We're going to be going through stupidity with third parties, stupidity with Microsoft and Sony, and stupidity with so-called faux Nintendo fans, but they aren't real Nintendo fans. They're faux Nintendo fans, and people who think that they and various gaming journalists who are full of shit. So after the cut, we'll get started. Okay, this next one is all about the gaming media. Well, actually, it's not about the gaming media. It's about how some people have been reacting to Nintendo basically changing up the format of how they do E3. Because Nintendo is basically taking out the middleman so that they can get their message directly to their customers and to new gamers. They're bringing E3, they're bringing their E3 to you by having demos at Best Buy. They're saying they're only going to have Super Mario Kart, Super Smash Brothers for the Wii U at Best Buy, but I think they'll have Mario Kart demos there. Maybe they might even have Bayonetta 2 demos there. I mean, they're going to have a lot. I really think Nintendo's going to have more than just one demo than Super Mario Kart, Super Smash Brothers, Wii U at the Best Buys where they're going to be having these events. And the fact that Nintendo's going to have a live digital event, and they're cutting out the middleman. They're cutting out the middleman. IGN's not going to have a scoop. Game Trailers isn't going to have a scoop. The Dorito Pope Jeff Keighley isn't going to be able to bother Reggie. And I really do think Reggie wishes he could shoot lasers out of his eyes and disintegrate Jeff Keighley, Dorito Pope. I really, I'm excited. I mean, I'm not a gaming journalist, okay? I had a chance to go to E3 when I was 18. I had a summer off. I could have gone, I had a choice. I could either go to pre-college and take 4 3-credit classes, or I could just do nothing all summer. I chose the pre-college. I could have gone to E3 then when it was still open to everyone. You could just buy a pass and go, but I didn't because I wanted to get a head start on college. Do I regret not going to E3 that summer? Not really. No, not really. E3 has devolved, okay? See, the thing that people need to understand is this, okay? A lot of media sites are getting angry because E3 has devolved. E3 used to be Space World. Space World was a trade show. I live in the DC metropolitan area, and every year to Dulles, at the Dulles International Expo Center, they have the automotive trade show where the various major auto manufacturers in America showcase their vehicles and what's coming out for the next 2 or 3, 4, 5 years and some future concepts, where the public can just go and look at stuff, okay? Now, E3 used to be like that. E3 used to be hey, we're going to go see what new people are doing. We're going to see what so-and-so's doing. We could see what everyone's doing, what everyone's, what games are going to come out, the new stuff that's coming out, the new systems, the new this, new whatever. It's not like that anymore. Now, E3 went from being anyone could go up there and see what was going on and check out the new technology, the new stuff, to becoming about, to who you have to know someone, you have to have a website, you have to be an actual journalist, you have to be this, that, and the other, to being, to tell you the truth, it's devolved into a big major circle jerk where the major console manufacturers and publishers stroke each other's members in order to, make themselves feel good about themselves and their investors, okay? And Nintendo included. That's what it was, okay? That's what it's devolved into. It's this big major, Sony and Microsoft spend the time, comparing who can flex the biggest muscle, That's all they do. that's all they do now. They don't actually. I mean, look, listen, okay. I'm going to give you my thoughts on what Microsoft and Sony are going to show at their press conferences, okay? And EA and Ubisoft, okay? And Activision, okay? At this E3, okay? And I'm not a journalist, but I have followed E3 enough and space. I followed all that stuff because I was a major, like, I was really into that stuff. Microsoft is gonna let Sony go first. Sony is gonna show a whole bunch of games. They might show the same fucking trailer they showed of Last Guardian 3 for the last 3 E3s. They're gonna assure us that Last Guardian is coming. It ain't. It's in development limbo. Okay. They're gonna show The Last of Us Remastered, a game you can get on your fucking PS3. They're gonna show us maybe a new Little Big Planet that's going to be the exact same shit we got on the PS3. Maybe Uncharted, maybe some Uncharted 4 that's going to look gorgeous until you realize that it's being run on a dev computer, which means that a dev computer is 3 to 4 times more powerful than in normal circumstances. A dev computer is 3 to 4 times more powerful than what the actual system is for like finding bugs and pushing everything to its limit. So you can't trust their CG footage. They might have a new Killzone coming out because why not? Maybe a Knack 2. Okay, that's Sony. Microsoft is going to show a ton of is going to try and one-up Sony. I'm really thinking Microsoft is going to show the Xbox One 2.0, which is not going to have a Kinect. And it's going to be $399 because they've got warehouses full of the Xbox One. They had to send orders to the factories to stop making them. Okay? Think about that, okay? And they're gonna show Halo 5 or whatever. Maybe some no gameplay footage, just like some general Halo 5. They're gonna have several third-party games, which because Microsoft is gonna money hat and say we get the maps first and they're exclusive to Xbox One. Maybe a Gears of War 4, 5, whatever. I can't keep up with all that bullshit. Maybe Fable the MMO. Because when you think Fable, you think of okay, that's Microsoft. EA is going to show Madden 85, FIFA 23, NBA Jam, and NBA Live 52, NCAA. Well, they don't have the NCAA license anymore, so they're going to show the same shit they always show. Maybe 1 or 2 new games, maybe a little bit of the new Star Wars game they've been working on. They're going to show Mass Effect 4 and Dragon Age, the Inquisition. The same shit they always do. Activision's is going to show Call of Duty, because that's what they do. Skylanders, maybe 2 or 3 new IPs. Then, of course, Angry Birds, because, that's going to save us all, Angry Birds. Ubisoft is going to show off Assassin's Creed 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and all the way up to the nth degree. And, even though Watch Dogs has already come out, they're going to show us a teaser trailer for Watch Dogs 2. Because why the fuck not? Okay, and maybe a new Rayman game that is slated to come out December 13th, 2014, but will be delayed 3 months so they can port it to every system they can, including the Atari 2600. That's right. That's Ubisoft for you. I mean, really, E3 has the conferences. The conferences have gotten boring. I know some people. The impression. Look, let me tell you something. Last year, when I saw Nintendo's digital event and they showed that Smash Brothers trailer at the very end and Mega Man, and like I was like, that looks like Mega Man. But then, like they showed his little thing on his helmet lighting up. I was like, that's Mega Man. And then they started playing his theme music from Mega Man 2. I was like, Mega Man, it's Mega Man. I mean, seriously, I'm still like, it's Mega Man. That tops everything else anyone else could have shown. Sony high-fiving and bodying Microsoft because of that $4.99 price point. That was like, Games that we knew were going to be delayed and weren't ready to be shown. Microsoft desperately trying to convince us that somehow games that we know are third party and going to be on everything else is exclusive to Xbox. I mean, I can't look. As I've gotten older, I'm 28 now. As I've gotten older, my threshold for dealing with bullshit has gotten lower. And E3, as the format with press conference and then you show games and the stroking of various gaming media's egos and other things. It's too much bullshit. Nintendo is cutting through the bullshit, and kudos to them. It's going to be great. The next segment will deal with a certain group of a certain member of the gaming media who did something very stupid. After the cut. Okay, with this first topic, we're going to hit on just general stupidity. A bunch of games have been delayed for the PS4, Xbox One, and and people are acting surprised. Why? Why are you acting surprised? Every single system that has come out has at least a 6 month, 7 month, 8 month drought. The biasness is that only Nintendo is like, oh, they have no game. PS4 has no game. They're re-releasing shit that came out in the PS3 on the PS4. And I don't mean third parties. I'm talking first party games. The Last of Us Remastered Edition. Seriously. Really? 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 Yeah, you're a fucking idiot. But they're all guilty of it. Sunset Overdrive has been delayed. A ton of games have been delayed. There is nary a Halo at all. I think that game's going to be 2015. I don't think that game's coming out this year, okay? And I'm not upset by this. I'm not going to buy a Microsoft system. There is nothing that can come to a Microsoft system that would make me buy it. And as far as the PS4 goes, I am going to look at the library that grows on that system, and once it gets a price drop or there's some bundles that are worthwhile for me, I'll buy one. But there's always going to be a drought. One of the most egregious, however, is Bethesda. Elder Scrolls has been delayed. The stupidity comes in this. I'm hearing various fans of Elder Scrolls. It's being delayed on the consoles. Look, listen. Due to unique problems on the consoles. Basically, this is code word for Bethesda can't make a game that doesn't require a million jillion patches and patches to fix the 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 patches. Okay? Bethesda, let me put it this way, and I'm going to get real graphic. If you were to put the Bethesda developers, basically put their left hands into a guillotine and say, okay, you guys are going to have to make a game that's not a buggy piece of shit that requires thousands of patches to become playable. or you're gonna lose your left hand. After that game released, they'd be some no left hand having mofos walking around Bethesda, Maryland. And look, I live in the DC metropolitan area. I know exactly where those fuckers' offices are. They are, those are some of the laziest, half-assed developers I've ever seen. And here's the thing. Not only are they lazy, half-assed, and like shoddy developers, they have the temerity, they have the gumption and the balls to be like arrogant about their games. We made Elder Scrolls. Your games are shit. Look, I bought Skyrim. I bought Skyrim full price, okay? Because I had Oblivion, and Oblivion on the PS3 was a buggy, glitchy mess. But despite all of that, it still wasn't as bad as Skyrim. You know, I never had to worry about seeing dragons flying backwards in Skyrim. in Oblivion. So basically what I'm saying is that it is stupid for people to expect Bethesda to make anything. Like, really? People need to wise up and stop buying Bethesda games day one. Don't do it. Don't buy their games day one. If there's a free beta, take part in it, but don't pay those people to be their beta testers because they're too damn lazy to make a game, to put a game through the Q&A testing that people need to do. When I was in college, you know how I made extra money? Aside from being an intern, I used to test games. There was a little, I went to school and I graduated from the University of Hartford in Connecticut. And there was a little technological sector down the road from us that they basically made computer games, and I'd test them. It's very boring. It's very time consuming. You have to do the same thing. If someone says, if a previous tester says there's a bug at this place, you have to go and reproduce the same thing they did in order to make the bug pop up. And if it appears consistently enough, it goes back down to the programmers, and they have to figure that shit out. Bethesda, it doesn't seem like they do any type of bug testing in Bethesda. It's just like, oh, sorry, we gotta fix this. Not to mention that Elder Scrolls apparently is not a good game anyway. I mean, it's an MMO with Elder Scrolls slapped on, with Elder Scrolls title slapped onto it. It really, it doesn't use the, it isn't a complete ripoff of World of Warcraft, but it's not very good either. I mean, here's the thing. It's a mediocre MMO. It's a mediocre Elder Scrolls game. It's just all around mediocre. So, I don't know what to say, man. Don't buy their game. Next topic coming up next. The title says this one is all about Peer Schneider. Peer Schneider, the man who told us, I have a secret source that told me Nintendo's gonna show something new. First of all, this is IGN. IGN hasn't cracked something new from Nintendo in like 5 or 6 years. I don't think. I don't remember them ever getting a scoop from Nintendo about anything. Not to mention that IGN spends a lot of their time bashing the shit out of Nintendo. Which, really kind of lets us know that people really aren't interested in that shit. People don't want to deal with that. People don't want to deal with that. They do not want to deal with that. I mean, I own a business, okay? I try to add a new arcade machine, taking out one that's underperforming, bringing in something new that'll probably bring up the business. I try to bring in new stuff once every 3-4 months, something like that. But if someone was constantly busting my chops, when are you going to get something new, and making up baseless accusations, I'd be hesitant to give them a scoop. And I don't think Peer Schneider got a scoop. I think he just pulled some shit out of his ass because he read an article and said, that makes sense to me. And now he looks like a fucking idiot. And you know what? considering that IGN is filled with trolls, dumbasses, and sycophants, I don't feel sorry for them. I mean, like, literally, like, they have, you can't pull shit out of your ass and, just say that you have a source and preach it as fact. It's gonna happen. No, it's not. It's not gonna happen, okay? No. Not to mention that you're marking Nintendo as being stupid. And Nintendo is you can say a lot of things about Nintendo. I'm a Nintendo fan and I can say a lot of things about Nintendo. Nintendo is slow to change. They're stubborn. They definitely grew complacent during the Wii generation. They're obdurate. Nintendo does things their own damn way. And you know what? They're at their best when they do things their own way. But, I mean, you can't just make some shit up and, as fact, and you have no basis for it. Other than your own instincts. Because journalism is about having evidence, right? You can't just say some shit. You have to have evidence in order to back it up. And not just one or two pieces of evidence in supposition. Like actual evidence. Like mountains of evidence, okay? Peer Schneider just made some shit up and just made an anonymous source that gave him this information. We have another member of the gaming media, an amateur blogger and major YouTube figure in our Nintendo community, who basically claimed that Mario Kart 8 wasn't going to have voice chat because of some shit that he saw in a placeholder for it on the Wii U eShop like 4 months ago. And he it's not going to have it. And has yet to acknowledge the fact that he was dead ass fucking wrong. But people love to hear their own voices and to put some shit out and not have any evidence to back it up. And the thing is like, okay, if you're just like, okay, I'm not a blogger, I'm just giving you my opinions about things, so I can say whatever the hell I want. It's my opinion. Freedom of speech. But the media is held to a different level of responsibility. Like, you can't print malicious and false things. Like, Peer Schneider's lucky his ass isn't getting sued. Okay? Okay? Because recently we had an issue when they had the Boston Marathon bombings last year. And, they claimed that it was someone else initially, one of these newspapers, I think it was the New York Times, claimed they're looking for these people. And those people had people coming after them, and they had absolutely nothing to do with the bombings. And they're now suing the New York Times because that's defamation. You can't just make shit up and print it in media and treat it like it's fact, okay? Because this shit affects people's livelihoods, their money, their job. Nintendo's stocks would plummet if people thought they were making a new console to a revision to the Wii U right now. You want to know why? Because that's what Sega did, okay? What really brought down Sega was two things. Sega of America brought down Sega, okay? And all of those, and basically giving Sega of America way too much clout in what was going on in America, okay? Making all of these insane additions to the console instead of making better games for the console. Just, okay, the Sega Genesis, okay, the Sega Genesis is great, okay, here's an add-on, 32X. Here's another add-on for the Sega Genesis and 32X for the CD. I mean, it's annoying, okay? Okay, here's the Sega Saturn. Okay, here's the Sega... I mean, people can't deal with this shit, okay? Here's the thing, okay? Unless, and here's the genius of Nintendo. Everything you need to play that game is in the box, okay? everything you need, okay? Everything you need is already there. All you have to do is go pick the shit up, play it. Okay? Everything I need to play my Wii U is in the box. If I did not have internet in my house, if I didn't have Fios, if I didn't have Wi-Fi, I could just hook my shit up and play it. Everything I need is in the box. If I have to buy extra shit in order to play my games, there's something wrong with your business model, okay? Sorry, okay? So, people need to get over this. My closing thoughts after the cut. Here are my final thoughts. These are just my opinions of, the general bits of stupidity that I've seen over the last week. Last week, we had people bitching and complaining about how dare Nintendo do something different? And we had certain other people, getting mad that they do. Look, listen, okay? Let's be frank here, okay? Nintendo is at their best when they do their own thing. Okay? Sony was at their best when they were trying to copy Nintendo and do their own thing, okay? When Sony started competing against Microsoft, they went to shit. I mean, I know some people are going to get mad. Oh, how can you say that? Look, Sony has the quality, when I say quality of a game, graphical quality doesn't mean that much to me because I'm a Nintendo fan. Nintendo games, most of the really, really good ones, you can go back and play, even if the graphics aren't there, you can go back and play them and they're friggin' awesome, like Super Mario World. You can go back and play that, it holds up. Ocarina of Time holds up. Majora's Mask holds up. Wind Waker holds up. Star Fox holds up. You cannot go back and play, like, no one is gonna go back and play Uncharted 1. They're not gonna do it. It's like, I played it, it was a fun experience. These games do not stand the test of time, okay? Backwards compatibility isn't important for PlayStation, because most of their games don't hold up to time. I mean, go back and play Killzone 3 or whatever the fuck that game was. No one cares. No one's playing that game. Maybe a small amount of people. Sony pulled the plug on the servers because no one was fucking playing it. Think about that. Okay? Look. Okay? Nintendo does their best work when they do their own thing. When they aren't trying to conform to other people's stuff. They just do their own thing. They're at their best. Let Nintendo do their own thing. Let them do their own thing. Nintendo is back on course. They are doing their own thing. They're making their own games. To hell with third parties. And you know what? Fuck them. Fuck third parties. Look, listen. I'm going to be frank with you, okay? I'm not giving my money to EA for Dragon Age 3. My girlfriend pre-ordered it for me with her own money because she knows I love Dragon Age. The first one. And that I owned the second one. And it's somewhere around here. I should destroy that game. She pre-ordered the special edition for me. I'm not gonna be like, I'm not gonna play it, but it's not my money going to it, okay? I'm not angry. I mean, I'm gonna play it, I'm gonna enjoy it, but I mean, if I wanted to get it using my own money, I wouldn't be getting it. I'd get it used. And you know there's gonna be some used copies because it's not actiony enough for some people. Why can't I jump? Gamers lost their edge. But anyway, a lot of people don't understand that. They really don't understand that. Nintendo is at their best when they do their own thing. And, Nintendo innovates, the other to imitate. Okay? People need to realize that, okay? Nintendo, everyone's like, well, Nintendo added, Nintendo is finally getting with the online. Nintendo has done something new that I have never seen before on online. you can schedule your tournaments. And I don't mean tell your friends over voice chat, yeah, we'll meet next week, 6 o'clock this time. Literally, you can schedule in Mario Kart 8 what time the tournament is, what type of tournament it's going to be, set the rules, everything, and just have it. You can set it cyclically. From what I've heard, like every Friday night, we're gonna have a tournament. 3-on-3, whatever, no teams, whatever. That is friggin' awesome. That is friggin' awesome. Okay, I've never. The only time I've heard of that is certain mods you can do on PC games to the multiplayer to do that. In terms of mainstream console systems, never. Nintendo did it first. Nintendo innovates. And I guarantee within the next year or so, you'll see multiplayer online games with this feature coming out on the on PS4 and Xbox One, and everyone will be like, "This is brilliant! Nintendo did it first, you motherfuckers." That doesn't count. That was Mario Kart. So, my ending thoughts are this. Everyone needs to get over themselves, okay? The gaming media needs to get over themselves because, you're no better than anyone else playing video games. There's nothing special about you. You just happen to have a job where your job is to talk to gaming people. And, people say they're a gaming journalist. Really? Are you really a journalist? Are you doing investigative reporting? Do you have hidden sources? Have you actually cracked a case? Did you find the missing? Are you Bob Woodward? Are you Bob Woodward who helped crack Watergate? Really? You're a journalist? Really? You might have journalistic qualities. You're working in media, you're typing stuff, you're researching, but I've seen quite a few people pulling shit out of their ass with no evidence to the contrary, with no evidence to support their claims. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of people making shit up, pulling things out of their ass, and claiming that, and then when they get called on it, well, No. If you want to call yourself a journalist, you better start living up to those strictures. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. Have a good day.